What's going on YouTube? Smashing Pumpkin here, coming at you guys with a deck profile of, I think it's kind of a fan favorite at this point, but who knows. It's definitely one of my favorite decks, and it is kind of akin to the deck that I played at Garden City a couple months ago, um, and I really like this deck a lot. It did take a ton of hits with Ptolemaeus getting banned, and then a lot of the speed cards like Upstart Goblin getting banned as well. So you have to make a couple of edits, but this is mainly just a fun deck right now. But you never know in the future if the meta shapes the correct way. This might actually be a pretty good deck to play. So, or this deck is also organized by like the engines of the deck instead of just monster spawn traps. So you play 3 Archlet Christia, and then like this is kind of like the win condition in a ton of different matchups. It's only really bad against Monarchs, but even there it's like not the worst. And then you play 1 Hecatrice and then 1 Valhalla. This helps you summon Christia from your hand, and Valhalla also helps out hands where you get stuck with a ton of monsters. And then Hecatrice you can also just send to the graveyard. Gets a spell. This helps because it's Summoner Monk fodder, and this also helps you just special summon Christia because you put a fairy in your graveyard. And it's kind of like mediocre. I'm kind of talking it up a lot, but it's okay for what it's worth. Especially since Christia is just so auto-win some of the time. And then you play 1 called Haunted. Helps get Christia from the graveyard. And it also helps with a ton of the other engines. Play Brilliant Fusion. This helps you get off multiple normal summons. Like, Brilliant Fusion Double Stick is one of the best hands in the deck. And then to send off with Brilliant Fusion, you play Wings. And then that goes right into the Fluffal part of the deck, which is basically just a draw engine. With Wings banishing with Bear to get rid of Toy Vendor. And then Dog just searching out the parts that you need. So I also threw an Upstart Goblin here because it's just draw power. And then more draw power and like kind of feeds into your win condition. You play 3 Stick, 3 Chair, 2 Summoner Monk. These are just like powerful cards. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say here. And then you play double Instant Fusion, 1 Soul Charge. Yeah, this is just to get your 6 in your chairs. It puts 3 fairies in the graveyard for Christia, so that's important. And yeah. And then the goofiest part of the deck is, and the last part, I guess, is the Herald of Ultimateness. The board of Herald of Ultimateness plus Christia is kind of ridiculous. Oracle also can go beyond 12, so that you can put as many fairies as you need into the graveyard. And pre-prep makes this engine just work entirely because you can just add the 2. These cards are like kind of bricks on their own, and like especially Oracle. Oracles are pretty bad, but you can always pitch it to Summoner Monk, which is alright. Pitch it to Toy Vendor. There are a couple other discard outlets in the extra deck. And then Manju just gets you to Herald. It's also another normal summon, it's also another fairy. And the fairy count for the deck initially was pretty low, so I just wanted to put in a couple more from the list that Ethan sent me. Yeah, he was kind of like the driving force behind me picking this deck back up again. So, extra deck to go with the cards in the main deck: Norden for Instant Fusion, Seraph Knight for Brilliant Fusion. And then you play a couple of rank 4s that require 3 material. Play Ouroboros, and you play double Deltaros. And then with the 2 Deltaros you play 1 diamond. And then the last, but certainly not least, is Illuminate. Ptolemaeus is banned. This is the second best option, which sucks because it's pretty bad, but it allows you to put 2 fairies into your graveyard, and it also draws a card. So I'm a fan there because you need to get fairies into the graveyard for Christia. And everything else is just rank 4s. The Gusto, Utopia, the lightning should be in here, but couldn't find mine, so whoops. And then Abyss Dweller, Castell, Karen Gorgon, Fairy Cheer Girl, another draw card, so it's good. Utopic Future, and then Giant Hand. So, my side deck was pretty bad, but yeah, it's just a bunch of nonsense, which is just kind of what this deck is in general. But it is very fun to play, and as I noted before, it is just kind of like a side project for the moment. But feel free to try it out for yourselves. Tell me what you think of the deck. Thank you, Ethan, so much for sending me this deck list and giving me a really fun time at locals last night. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Smashing Pumpkins, signing out. Bye.